beat Glorious after 2 years trying, a third time lucky to get back into that Europe Cup. Let's see what happens. Predictions in the chat, please. Glorious versus SCRIBBLEBIBBLE. Let's do this thing. Second semi-final of the day. Day one here at SWC2024. Take it away, boys.
I don't know about you, Say, but I'm hoping for a shantastic match. Huh? Here we go into it. SCRIBBLEBIBBLE versus Glorious in our semi-final match 2. One of these guys will be getting to the Europe Cup for the first time. We've got a debut. It's guaranteed, Say. We've got Tian Langband out, and we've got Berghild.
We got the Tian Lang, we got the Berghild, and I only want to add to that quote, what do you mean? But besides, and maybe stick arms, but let's actually focus on the draft at hand. Sierra's being able to be picked up. We do see an Oliver on one side, Robo and Sierra on the other side. Do we see a Sibala once again going back to Scribble in that position? Maybe with the Jian Hong. So we definitely see the comfortable picks adding in early on. Scribble take a little bit of time on these drafts right now, thinking like, okay, if I don't go for the Sibala right now, the Sibala is probably stolen and on the side of Glorious, or does he like to play against it and has something prepared that he can play against it with?
Yeah, exactly. He's going to maybe steal the other Robo. He knows that the pocket pick of that Tian Lang is in Glorious's hands right now. Is it going to be seen in that third or fourth pick in response to the Yon Hong as well, Say?
I would absolutely say so, because all of the 3 units on the side of Scribble have some form of boosting their own attack bar or boosting the attack bar of someone else. Okay, he's leaving it for the 5th pick, but he's locking in that Sibala plus Wunsa. So I think we're going to be looking at a very heavy speed contest. Now the question is, SCRIBBLEBIBBLE, do you have more speed contesting units? Do you add in another speed lead? Do you add in another speed unit? Because that is what you need right now. Or do you go for a more turn to bruise style? Does add in that speed lead? Probably then also another speed unit.
Maybe just to add, Say, we were so concentrating on the counter picks that could be on the field. Tian Lang was pre-banned, so we can't see it actually. So it is going to be a speed contest. And let's see, we've got more. We've got Ginger Brave coming out. That's going to be interesting to see what he can bring to the cookie table.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about speed contesting units, that's absolutely a speed contesting unit. Douglas on the field, however, that's an interesting one, because in the end, a Moore can take care of a Douglas. A Yeon Hong can take care of a Douglas. So is it really a solidified pick that is going to win a match? Or goes for an Antares, which actually, strangely enough, if you ban that more, Antares is really going to rage havoc upon the enemy team and might be the must ban.
Yeah, it might have to be right now. What has Scribble got baking or cooking in this case with that one? Let's find out and see if they are going to be banning out the Antares. How else is he going to deal with it? The Oliver, the speed lead, has been taken out. Antares is in the field, so we're going to be seeing probably the speed lead coming out on the side of SCRIBBLEBIBBLE. And for Glorious's side, can Antares respond with an accuracy lead on that Zibala? It's our SWC 2024 Europe Preliminary Semi-Finals, Match 2, Set 1 between SCRIBBLEBIBBLE and Glorious. Who books their ticket to Berlin in this one as these guys face off? Going onto the field, can Ginger Brave do what he was meant to do?
Ginger Brave, it tries to get stunts. It can also steal buffs right now. Managed to get a steal in this position. This is the big question. Do you go for a boost right now in your skill 3, losing that skill but having a guaranteed move? Or do you go for skill 2, potentially missing? In this case, SCRIBBLEBIBBLE goes for the security pick and but still didn't absorb that much as if at all. So that's not looking too great. That is a lot of damage from that Yan Hong coming in though. The big question is, can the Moore finish off that Robo right now? Because otherwise that Robo is moving.
Big stun though on the Antares at least. So now he won't be taking a turn against those wind units until he maybe gets an additional turn through it, Say.
And the Robo likes to have something already stunned, because therefore it is more chance that it can stun at a later moment too. So for that reason, more cycling coming in. Antares taking a turn, has the attack break. This skill 2 can do a lot of damage, healing back the Antares to about 60% HP.
Yeah, if Antares goes more online, Say, it could be danger for SCRIBBLEBIBBLE. Can Moore look to get another skill 2 off or get a stun somewhere on him?
Yeah, once again going for that increased cooldown. Yeon Hong doesn't quite have her skills yet, doesn't manage to land the glance as well. So all eyes on the Moore. Moore did not get slapped at that moment. More stuns, and we have a triple stun coming in from this Moore. This Moore wants to go to Europe Cup.
Yes, he does. He's booking the ticket directly already for SCRIBBLEBIBBLE. It's only set 1, remember, but that was a good answer, and Yeon Hong with that skill 2 damage is going to confirm it for SCRIBBLEBIBBLE. 1-0 up in this set, Say. I think Antares was still a good pick, but he just never woke up.
Yeah, Antares is really one of those hit or miss units. Like, if he does well, he does insanely well. If he doesn't, it looks like the worst unit on the field, and it was more of the later on the last match.
Let's see. I mean, Ginger Brave, is that 100% win rate in SWC so far, Say?
Probably not. I think I've seen it before in Asia server, but in Europe it might be a first. It's also the first time after it was slightly buffed with stealing buffs rather than just stripping them. But I definitely do like the unit as a speed contesting unit, because you do know Glorious does like to play on that Wounsa, a lot of fast units. You gotta add in some fast units of yourself, and Ginger Brave might be the one.
Yeah, let's see how he deals then now, SCRIBBLEBIBBLE, with a Tianlang likely on the field, and no Yonhong or Zibala, two very key units potentially in SCRIBBLEBIBBLE's draft. Glorious right now with that first pick, who do you think he'll take?
I think it's going to be back to either the Sierra or the Oliver, because both of them really like those two units as speed leads, and I also do think the other would pick out the one unit that is not picked. So in this case, Oliver goes to Glorious. Scribble will probably be picking up a Sierra, maybe also that Robo.
Yeah, maybe it's going to be a Robo contest as well between both of these guys right now. Scribble has a full amount of time at the moment. This time, in the back pocket, Glorious does have that Tianlang. So if we see any of the attack bar push-ups, say, it could be an easy response.
Ooh, decides against it and goes for the Burgild, but Burgild is also insanely hard counted by that Tianlang. It pretty much makes Tianlang the Burgild. Like, every turn that something takes attack bar, Tianlang takes attack bar. So in this draft already, like by 100%, you probably have to ban that Tianlang. And the whole draft revolving around it. Luckily, Scribble does have the 5th pick, so he can maybe work around that. But it is going to be a difficult draft from there.
Yeah, it definitely is. And it's also the mind games, right? We saw the Akroma do a lot of work against Ismo earlier as well, though, say. Maybe to prevent anything from that Dark Robo as well coming in. How do you think Glorious responds here?
Yeah, it's an interesting pick right there. Glorious, his core units that he normally likes to use are also revolving around the Dark Cassandra, also known as Kiara. But in this matchup, it's not going to be that great. Nefty's kind of the same thing, because you do have that Akroma on the field, but still likes to lock in those comfortable units with the Neftys and that Wounsa.
Yeah, it's looking dangerous there for Glorious. It is going to be probably mind games as it comes to the ban. Last pick, say, maybe there's an answer for a Tetra if you're going to be banning out something similar to the Tianlang?
Yeah, you kind of have to be looking at, can you lock in any kind of unit that could maybe potentially revolve around a solo? Camilla is a pretty good option. Have to keep in mind with the Camilla, you probably have to ban that Oliver, which I do think will happen in this position.
Oliver and Camilla both banned then, so the mind games didn't work. It is going to be Burgild and Tianlang in this speed leaders going into this set number 2 between SCRIBBLEBIBBLE and Glorious. Can he extend his lead? Are we going to see another 3-0 today, or does Glorious have a response for him?
That is a very fast Wounsa over there, but does not manage to strip everyone. So the Tianlang or the Robo still have to strip something. Ooh. But the Burgild has something to say about that. The Neftys with the setup is not going to be happening yet, but an armor break from this Tianlang is happening. Actually, it's not happening. There were a lot of resistance checks on that Sierra.
There definitely was, but Sierra is going to be taking a turn soon. How high is the bomb damage on that one as well? Because Tianlang is going to be taking those turns. Woohoo!
Yeah, Tianlang is taking a lot of turns over here, and the longer every turn that happens, the Tianlang is gonna take attack bar, and the Tianlang is just gonna become so formidable, so strong, so it is very hard to deal with. And I think also in the case of Glorious right now, you just keep the Burgild on the field, because the Burgild makes your Tianlang a Burgild.
Yeah, exactly. He's just cloning exactly what he's seen. Oh, wow! Big stuns, though, say.
Those are some incredible stuns. Managed to take out the one unit, but however, there's still no armor break on that Tianlang, and the Tianlang is doing a lot of work. However, Scribble still chipping down the units one by one. Tianlang does not manage to return the stuns. Well, could only stun the one unit in this case, which would be the Twins Angel. Does manage to get a armor break in it, but is this going to be enough damage?
Yeah, let's find out, because Burgild taking that turn. Can she get a defense break, say? She does, which will allow a Chroma.
Akroma scaling enemy max HP for 21k, doing so much damage on the Tianlang. That's high HP, most likely low defense. And even though that the Tianlang became a Burgild, Burgild still won.
Is he him, say? Because right now, he's playing very, very well. That was very clean at the moment, getting it through. And now it's going to be able for Akroma to basically settle up for Burgild to finish with that final blow, as he will be taking 2-0 up against Glorious, and it is SCRIBBLEBIBBLE. 2-0. Is it another 3-0 on the cards?
He is one match away from being him. Let's call it that way.
Yeah. He's nearly him. Could be.
Yeah,
but maybe Glorious is
him. You're like a good 80-90% in. Just one more match and you're definitely him. So let's see what we have for pre-bans. Last round pre-bans, we had the Zibala and we had the Yonhong. probably looking at a Tian Lang plus a Burkild. Very well respected bands over there because those two units were absolutely core in that previous draft. For the steals right now, or do we go for comfortable picks? Well, the comfortable picks are the steals and the other way around. So are we going back to the Oliver as we've seen in round 1?
Let's find out. Maybe say we can say at the moment he is he. Not quite yet, because if that third one is the final letter, right? But we see Oliver on the field. Are we going to see a Ciara again then on the side of Glorious? Ooh, Zibala and Robo. No speed lead yet on the field for him, though.
Yeah, interesting. No speed lead early on, because mostly those drafts are revolved around speed leads. Scribble could actually steal out the Ciara as well, which leaves Glorious with just the Yeon Hong as a speed lead, and the other speed lead is going to be a little bit more awkward, most likely. So let's see if Scribble wants to go for that, or that he takes like a different route, because in the end, he does like that Wind Robot too.
Exactly. You're seeing 2 wind units on the side of Scribble right now. Is there an answer for a fire unit? We've got Vanessa with that speed lead, say, but is this a moment to pivot for Glorious?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. It's hard to say. He does take away, he does go for the comfortable units with that Neftis, with that Wunsa, but then more is once again drafted for Scribble.
Yep. Does he need another strip in there? Or he's got the speed leads already sorted.
Yeah, he has the speed lead sorted, so he probably has to go for fast unit. Last time it was the Ginger Brave being locked in at this position, but yep, once again goes back to the Ginger Brave. Very curious to see if it once again will prevail in this match. Glorious also has to go for speed lead right now. I think the only option that really fits for speed lead is probably the Ciara. Vanessa would not fit as much. Samath, however, interesting one as well. And with that Samath, you 100% pretty much have to ban out that Oliver. Otherwise, Oliver's just not going to make Samath have a good day.
Exactly, and there's Gingerbrave on the field. Maybe Cool Times can be inserted as well to a Samath, but who do you like to ban on the side of Glorious?
I think both the 33 speed leads are pretty dominant right now, that if one of the two is on the field, that player will probably take the first turn. So if you lock it out and yours is not locked out, you might actually take a first turn over here.
Let's see exactly. They're taking the full amount of time. The mind games are coming in right now. Remember, this is for a ticket to the Europe Cup in Berlin on the 21st of September. We've got the Robo taken out, and we've got one of the speed leads, so it's going to be a 24 versus a 33 as we're going into this one, say. It's our Europe preliminary semi-finals, match 2, set 3, potentially deciding set between SCRIBBLEBIBBLE and Glorious, who is 2-0 up. We're going straight into it, and that Wunsa is going first.
Munsa's going first, but the Moor will take a second turn. Can the Moor actually get some Despair Stunts off? Two very crucial Despair Stunts, but not exactly on the 2 units you would have liked to see. And that enables this Neftis, which we have not seen do too much damage, but chip in a quite decent amount of damage on the enemy at this position.
Yeah, and now he's going to be able to cycle through again, maybe giving it back up all the way through to... Oh, he's going for the big damage.
Yeah, I would definitely go for the big damage as well. There's a lot of wind units on the enemy side. However, that will potentially give resets, Despair Stunts, the whole lot. Everything just works that way. In this case, you definitely want to go for a silence. Does manage to land the silence. Well, the unit was reset for 2 turns, actually. And I think that this is looking very favorable for Glorious for now. You have to keep in mind that the Yeon Hong probably has skills anytime soon. And you always have to be careful with the Yeon Hong, because it suddenly might look like 2 units, full HP, full attack bar again.
Exactly. Can he look to try and control with the Robo? But Ginger Brave looking to get a... Let's see what he can do. Is he cooking? Oh.
It was a resistance, and the Yeon Hong did have the skills available. Robo, do you also have that? I think the Robo was 1 turn away. It was reset twice, whereas the Yeon Hong did not manage to get that. If the Robo actually had all of the skills up right now, it might have been like a flip around on the script. But in this case, the Robo still needs 1 more turn to provide any proper in this match.
Exactly, and it's looking good for Glorious right now. Remember, he would be a debutant at the Europe Cup as well, and it looks like he's going to be very close to sealing the deal since SCRIBBLEBIBBLE couldn't get rid of that Zibala, and it will be able to heal itself with that skill 1.
Yeah, but you also have to keep in mind, you kind of want to sleep that Robo right now, but you also kind of want to kill that Ginger Brave at any given moment, and you have to do it right now, because the longer you wait with it, the worse it gets. But now we have the Robo. It still has an attack break, but if this cycles properly, absorbs all of the attack bar, AoE stunts, it will take quite a bit of time for Glorious to get all of his units line, but manages to not land the first stun.
Yeah, he didn't manage to get it right there, and at the moment we can go for skill 3, try and get some cool times in, or are you going to go back to Neftis and get some silences and defense breaks out?
Yeah, getting the AoE defense breaks out, especially against the units that are not on violent, taking your own violent turn, will help out a lot. These units are not going to take an additional turn to get back their skills in. So adding in all that Neftis for sure helps out quite a bit. Plus, this Wunsa can take out 1 unit, and the Smath can take out the other.
Wow, Glorious coming in then with a 2-1 answer to SCRIBBLEBIBBLE. We won't see another 3-0 in this day of our Europe preliminaries. Here we go, So he had a good answer this time round. So Glorious was super fast, could take that first turn, and the Maw couldn't quite get the pushbacks that he needed to stop that Zibala from kind of controlling the rest of the field. It was a speed contest. Probably going to see one again.
Yeah, I definitely do think so. And there was also the heavy speed contest on the 33. So Samath, you normally don't see too much, but if it's very well fitting in a draft where a Neftis moves in front, a Wounsa moves in front, then suddenly the unit can become very dominant in a draft, even when an Oliver is already there. But I think Glorious already had in his mind, I'm going to be removing that Oliver, otherwise the Samath is not going to be doing too much. Once again, well, in this case, a very interesting ban. We have a respect ban on an Akroma. I don't think we have seen all too much on that. On the other side, we have the Zibala ban. We're going once again for that Oliver on the side on Glorious. Scribble, are you going to go for your Sierra? No, actually goes for a Twins Angel in combination with the Yon Hong. Takes it away, probably goes back to the Sierra.
Yeah, I think he wants to ensure that at least he's got that speed lead on his side for him. We know the damage that's been coming out from bombs from Sierra today have been crazy. That's a suggestion. Let's keep going for it, right? Let's race.
Yeah, absolutely. But in this case, there is still the option for the Burkhild. So you could go for the Twins Angel plus a Burkhild. It's maybe a little bit of the draft that does a little bit too much of the same thing. But it is definitely an option that Scribble could go for.
Yeah, let's see how he's going to respond then. We know the Tianlang is in frame during this set as well. Like you said, that Burkhild as well. Let's see exactly if it does hit the field, because it's an early sign that Tianlang might come in that 4th or 5th pick. Or is it mind games? Chandra and Marsha coming out.
That's a very different playstyle of Scribble, which we haven't seen too much. It's mainly focused on like taking that turn 1, keeping that turn 1. But in this position, it actually shows more of like, okay, you take the Wounsa. I don't want to face that Tianlang. If I would draft the other units, I would face a Tianlang. But in this case, it's a lot more open to say, Glorious, you play the game that you normally like to play. So I'm curious to see what Scribbles has cooking in that last draft in this one.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen the Volantis coming out alongside the Wounsa. It went first last time, likely to go again if it's on the draft. Makes it through to the field, the final play. How does Scribble respond here, say? Does he have to change it knowing it's probably going to get banned?
Yeah, I think it will 90% get banned. A Juno would be probably a best in slot if you also ban out the Robo. You could go for a Juno and then ban something else than the Robo, because you expect your Juno to be banned anyway. So you could maybe ban out the Wounsa and still take that first turn. I think that would be a something. But actually goes for the Raccoon, also known as the Rats.
Is that a signal of, do you actually want to ban this last pick? You know, it's the Raccoon. Let's see what you can do. A bit of mind games?
A little bit, but
and
also a little bit strange. Yeah, it did work, but now in this case, we're going to see a lot of damage from this Robo coming in. So let's see if the Raccoon actually provides enough. Or is this maybe a Swift Marsh or something strange?
Set 4, it could be the deciding set. If SCRIBBLEBIBBLE wins, he will guarantee a ticket to Europe Cup. Glorious, can he get it even again to 2-2? Robo taking that first turn.
Robo taking the first turn, but also followed up by the Volantis. Managed to strip everything, managed to push back everything. This is definitely the kind of matches that Glorious likes to play, where all of his skills just go off, all of his skills can work. The Raccoon can do a little bit of cleansing, but not against 7 debuffs. 7 debuffs is where the Raccoon says, I do not like to do that. Sierra's eating a lot of damage. Marsha has a little bit of something to say about it, but still has glancing on her own side.
Yeah, the glancing is going to prevent any real damage coming out right now. It's looking a bit like TOA Hell at the moment there, say, with some dots, with everything else. Raccoon can't really respond too much as well.
Can't respond too much, and also Volantis is deciding to stun everything that tries to hit him, and we're looking at a super favorable match from Glorious right here. And this is definitely where we could see the different of pace of drafting style that Scribble hasn't been showing too much with that Chandra, with that Marsha. That is really playing into the favor of Glorious. Glorious has played like 1,000,000 times against that on ladder and really knows how to deal with that. And he's just making a formidable win on this position.
Yeah, it was taking that first turn, making it pay off, getting everything going, all the strips, and just being able to control the rest of the team there. So if it's another speed contest, it's not looking favourable for Scribble, probably into that set number 5. So we have gone the full way as it's now 2-2. What needs to happen here for both of these guys?
Well, I would definitely say that Scribble is more comfortable picking the speed contesting units when Tianlang is pre-banned. So Scribble once again has a round where Tianlang is pre-banned and he has more potential based on that. And then he can maybe more play his own playstyle rather than the Chandra Marsha, which didn't really work that well for him in the last position.
Yeah, let's see exactly. We're all the way through to the end of today, actually, with this final set, say, and one of them is going to be new. Oh, we've got there the Tianlang being banned out, but this time no Burkhild being banned out. Does that sign he's going to be picking it during this one then, since it's options and available for him? Let's find out. Who do you think that's going to be?
Yeah, that's a very interesting one because he can still go for the Sierra. Actually, decides against it. Gives the Sierra to Glorious. No, Glorious also, they're like, Sierra doesn't work. Never mind. We're going to go for the other speed leads. We got a Finesse in there. We got a Nefties. We got a Dark Robo. Let's see if Glorious goes back towards the drafting style that he really likes with the Berghild. He also has the Jan Hong, so he could actually maybe lock in both.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. This is the deciding set, folks. Berghild coming out onto the field there already. Like you said, Sierra hasn't appeared so far in his draft. Is he going to be looking for potentially another speed lead in that? Or Akroma is back on the field?
Akroma, interesting one. Akroma, once again, we have seen it time and time again. On ignored or on armor break, it does a lot of damage. Unit we haven't seen from Glorious play today yet, which he normally does like to play a lot, which is that Dark Cassandra, also known as Kiara. Insane amount of damage, does provide that protection in the form of Endure. How does Scribble like to play against it? Because in this position, you probably have to go for another speed unit. Could be your Yan Hong. Another speed lead. Could be, once again, either the Moor or the Sierra.
He's looking to get one of the speed leads in then at the moment to get that 24. There's only... Oh, there is 2 on the side of actually Glorious with that Kiara as well there. Verdihill in a response. Triple Revenge.
Yeah, interesting one. Or is it double Revenge plus Will, which is actually somewhat common against Sibala. So in the case of Sibala, double Revenge Will would prevent Sibala to instantly go for skill 3. But this is definitely a playstyle that Glorious does like to play around with. So I'm very curious to see what the 2 gentlemen will ban over here.
Yeah, this could be a fast one, say. If everything goes off, it could be pretty quick for Glorious to secure a ticket right now. Let's see who the bans are going to be. This is really important. We've got the Kiara taken out. We've got the Berghild taken out as well. So we've got speed leads on both of the guys going in. This is our Europe preliminary semi-finals. It's set 5 now between SCRIBBLEBIBBLE and Glorious, who are 2 apiece in this one. Let's find out who is joining us in the Europe Cup, say, with that Winter going. Can Moore then do a response for him?
Oh, we did not get a counter on that Vert, which is so much like to see. Plus, there were no stunts from that Moor. Does get stunned in the process himself. Sure, the Akroma does not care about all of the divas, but Akroma does care a lot about those additional damage hits, which are a lot of them coming in right now.
They are, and it's not looking healthy there on the side of Scribble. It could be Glorious finally making it through to the Europe Cup here. He's got that skill 2 available, confirming a kill. It will be not revived because of that cooltime from Zibala.
Yeah, killing that 1 unit, very good. Can kill another unit over here. Once again, placing that silence back to that Vanessa. And we've seen Akroma do a lot of work, but she does need an armor break setup to provide a lot of damage. Sure, even if she goes for an additional turn, skill 1, skill 2, it probably won't take out any unit.
Yeah, Glorious is him today then, sir. He is officially him, booking his way to the Europe Cup. Glorious, finally, we're going to see you in person.